Captain America: The First Avenger from 2011. I'll watch it. This is the Joe watches a movie and then gives it a rating show. It gets much better after a few rewatches. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, the first 2 times when I originally tried to watch Captain America: The First Avenger when it came to home media many moons ago, I fell asleep. Both times. The first half hour before Steve Rogers turns into the Captain of America, it just dragged for me. It was so boring. I mean, the CGI effects of the skinny Steve Rogers, you know, kind of still holds up to this day for the most part. Some scenes are kind of wacky, but it just bored me to sleep. But now that's actually not the case. And I kind of compare it to the beginning of The Godfather, which, yeah, I know. But what I mean by that is the first time I watched The Godfather, the first like 20-25 minutes just dragged for me. And now it no longer does. And it's the same for Captain America: The First Avenger. That first half hour doesn't drag anymore, and I actually quite enjoy it. Once the movie picks up, it is so much fun and a great first entry for the Cap. The writing is good. I mean, not great. They would eventually get to great with the next 2 movies and beyond. And the direction is good too, like nothing phenomenal, but I do love how they make the 1940s look here. It somehow made me nostalgic for that time period, even though I didn't grow up during then. Or did I? I didn't. Once again, the casting here was just mwah. Chris Evans as Captain America, Steve Rogers, was the perfect choice. You truly believe he is a fantastic human being who will fight for good, but when it is time to fight, he can be a complete and utter badass. And I enjoy the supporting cast. There's nobody here that I don't like. We get introduced to Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, and he was great and has been great in the MCU. Haley Atwell, who I will just go ahead and say, she is my Hollywood crush by far. I don't know why I said it like that, but I love her as Agent Carter, and she's been throughout the movies from beginning to end, and she had her TV show, which unfortunately was short-lived, and I wish there was more of her because I think she's underrated in these movies. I also enjoyed Stanley Tucci and Tommy Lee Jones. They're great, as they always are in movies. And I also enjoy all the soldiers that make up Cap's squad. I don't know why, but I found them all just really charming. And that's the best way to describe this movie. It's charming. It's not one of the best MCU movies, and yes, it is definitely weaker than its 2 sequels, The Winter Soldier and Civil War, which we'll get to eventually. But I still think it's memorable, and it's got a lot of good action, it's got a good story, great characters, and at the end of it, I miss the 1940s when they were gone. At the very end of this movie, I wish that we had more time with Captain America and his squad and them fighting Hydra and taking it to him. And once that was taken away, like, I felt kind of cheated. And I think that's what this movie does best. It's like, once that time period is gone, you can't go back to it, and you want more. And you miss the 1940s exactly like Steve Rogers does when he wakes up in the future. And I don't know if they intended for that to happen, but that's what happened with me. That's how I felt. The only really weak point of the movie is Red Skull. Now, Hugo Weaving, he does a good job. I like Hugo Weaving, but the character is, just like most MCU villains, just weak, not really memorable, which is a shame because it's Red Skull. It's Captain America's biggest rival. And the design, I thought, was extremely pathetic. He wasn't menacing once he shows that he's Red Skull. I'm just not really a fan. Anything with Red Skull in the movie just kind of bores me, and just wasn't very impressed by it. Overall, I think Captain America: The First Avenger is a great start to what I feel, at least right now, is still the best trilogy in the MCU. Maybe that'll change one day, but I think as a whole, it's fantastic, and this is a great way to start it. I give Captain America: The First Avenger a Joe rating of 3.5 out of 5. Alright, stay tuned for more reviews, and I will see you in the next video. That was the Joe Watches a Movie, and gives it a rating show. Oh, one more thing. Has anybody online taken, like, scenes from Captain America the First Avenger and put the music from, what was it, Team America World Police, the America, fuck yeah, over it? If not, someone please do that and then post it to my channel, because it'd be funny.
Quiet on the set.